Consider the rich man in the car paradox. If we see a nice car, we may daydream about having that car and everyone thinking we're cool. The paradox is that we're not thinking about the driver of the nice car we spotted, yet we believe that if we had such a car, everyone would be thinking about us. We can apply this more broadly to wealth. People acquire wealth because they believe it will make them liked and admired, but others just use wealth as a benchmark for their desire to be liked and admired.
StoryShots is proud to bring you this free audiobook summary. Do you want to get access to more free audiobook summaries like this? Subscribe and click the bell button now to get notified each time we upload a new summary. You can also download our free app and enjoy thousands of other summaries of best-selling nonfiction books that are available in text, audio, and animated formats.
StoryShots, Summary of the Psychology of Money. Timeless Lessons on Wealth, Greed, and Happiness by Morgan Housel.
Life gets busy. Has the psychology of money been gathering dust on your bookshelf? Learn the key insights now. We're scratching the surface here. If you don't already have Morgan Housel's book, get the audiobook for free using the link in the description or the StoryShots app to learn the juicy details. Disclaimer: any information or content presented here is for general information purposes only and is not intended to substitute professional financial advice. It is important that you consult with a qualified financial advisor or professional before making any financial decisions. Additionally, please be aware that any actions taken based on the information provided here are at your own risk.
Introduction.
Do you want to be rich or wealthy? Did you know there was a difference between the two? The psychology of money explains what that difference is. In this digestible book, Morgan Housel shares 19 short stories illustrating how we think about money. He considers how past experiences can worsen our long-term financial gains. Moving the goalposts and being coldly rational can have a similar effect. Instead, set clear and sensible financial goals that don't depend too much on how things have been in the past. The psychology of money covers a lot of ground in just over 200 pages. This is the book for you if you're looking for ways to be wealthy, not rich.
About Morgan Housel.
Morgan Housel is a partner at Collaborative Fund and a former columnist at The Motley Fool and The Wall Street Journal. He is a 2-time winner of the Best in Business Award from the Society of American Business Editors and Writers. He is also the winner of the New York Times Sydney Award and a 2-time finalist for the Gerald Loeb Award for Distinguished Business and Financial Journalism. Housel has presented at more than 100 conferences in a dozen countries.
StoryShot 1. We all have unique experiences of investing.
Having a strong sense of controlling one's life is a more dependable predictor of positive feelings of well-being than any of the objective conditions of life we have considered. Morgan Housel. Our current relationships with money are based on our past experiences. Housel uses the example of people who struggled during the Great Recession that started in 2007 and are now scared of reinvesting. We shouldn't judge others for their financial decisions. We have all simply had different experiences of investing. We must learn to make investment decisions based on our goals and investment options rather than experiences. The world is always changing. Relying on your experiences means you're basing your decisions on knowledge of a different world.
StoryShot 2. Bill Gates had a competitive advantage.
Focus less on specific individuals and case studies and more on broad patterns. Morgan Housel. Luck and risk are an integral part of finance. Do not assume that individual effort alone will allow you or others to be successful. Take Bill Gates. He is highly talented and works extremely hard. But he also had a competitive advantage because he attended one of the few high schools in the world at that time to own a computer. There are infinite moving parts within the world. The accidental impact of actions outside your control often has a greater effect than your conscious decisions. So, work hard and take risks, but also consider the role that luck plays in finance. This should also help you develop greater humility when things are going right and compassion when they are going wrong.
StoryShot 3. Rich people are more likely to make crazy decisions.
Rich people often make illogical financial decisions. The goalposts seem to move the more you earn. Countless rich individuals have lost everything because they felt the millions they had were not enough. Learn from these failures by not risking what you have and need for what you don't have and don't need. Saying enough is realizing that an appetite for more will push you to the point of regret.
Story shot 4. Warren Buffett is a prime example of the power of compound interest.
Compound interest can bring you financial freedom. That said, the human brain struggles to understand the power of compounding. Warren Buffett is a good example of compound interest in action. Many believe his wealth is entirely due to his knowledge of sound investments, as he has been making good investments since a young age. But compound interest plays a huge part. His current net worth is $84.5 billion, but he accumulated $84.2 billion after his 50th birthday. This shows the power of compounding. The key to compounding isn't about earning the highest returns. You want pretty good returns that you can stick with for the longest period.
Story shot 5. Good investing is about not screwing up.
Margin of safety is raising the odds of success at a given level of risk by increasing your chances of survival. The higher your margin of safety, the smaller your edge needs to be to have a favorable outcome. Morgan Housel. Effective investing is less about making sound decisions and more about consistently not making mistakes. Financial success can be summarized by one word: survival. The most financially successful are those who have been able to stick around for a long time. You can only grow your wealth if you have given an asset time to compound. Getting money requires risk-taking, optimism, and putting yourself out there. Keeping money requires the opposite: humility. Try to make yourself financially unbreakable rather than focusing on big returns. Humility is also about planning with the expectation things won't go according to plan. This is your margin of safety and is one of the most underappreciated forces in finance. Here are a few examples of ways you can start establishing a margin of safety. Frugal budget. When your income increases, still try to live below your means. Flexible thinking. Be willing to accept new information and ideas about investing as technology and ideas develop. Loose timeline. Avoid ditching investments impulsively if they drop in price. If you start with a loose timeline, you are better able to ride the downswings and benefit from the upswings.
Story shot 6. Do the average.
The most successful, rich, and famous people are there because of a one-in-a-million event. As most of our attention goes toward these huge events, it can be easy to forget their rarity. Try to avoid underestimating how rare and powerful these events are. Investors can be wrong half the time and still make a fortune. An investing genius is someone who can do the average thing when all those around them are making rash decisions.
Story shot 7. People believe wealth will make them popular.
Consider the rich man in the car paradox. If we see a nice car, we may daydream about having that car and everyone thinking we're cool. The paradox is that we're not thinking about the driver of the nice car we spotted, yet we believe that if we had such a car, everyone would be thinking about us. We can apply this more broadly to wealth. People acquire wealth because they believe it will make them liked and admired. But others just use wealth as a benchmark for their desire to be liked and admired.
Story shot 8. Stop judging people by their visible wealth.
Financial success is not a hard science. It's a soft skill, where how you behave is more important than what you know. Morgan Housel. Some people use newfound wealth as an opportunity to show off. We should stop judging people's wealth by what we see. Those who decide not to buy something now and to buy something later will stay wealthy for longer. Being rich is based on current income, while your wealth is hidden and is the income that isn't spent. Wealth's value lies in offering you options, flexibility, and growth to one day purchase more stuff than you can right now.
Story Shot 9. Your savings rate is key.
Your income or investment returns are less important than your savings rate. Your value of wealth should always be relative to what you need. A high savings rate means having lower expenses than you otherwise could. Having lower expenses means your savings go further than they would if you spent more. Your savings rate is the financial decision you have the greatest control over. When you define savings as the gap between your ego and your income, you realize why many people with decent incomes save so little. Savings in the bank that earn 0% interest might generate an extraordinary return if they allow you to take a job with a lower salary but more purpose. They may also give you a greater return by letting you wait for investment opportunities that come when those without flexibility turn desperate.
Story Shot 10. Being rational is draining. Rating.
We rate The Psychology of Money 4.5 out of 5. How would you rate Morgan Housel's book? Leave us a comment and explain why. This is the end of part 1 and the free shot of this book. Thanks for listening. Get the full text, PDF, infographic, animated video, and audiobook summary of this book and thousands of other books on the StoryShots app. What should our next book be? Suggest or vote it up using the Vote for New Book survey on the app. To dive into the details and support the author, order the full audiobook for free using the link in the description or the StoryShots app. Did you like the lessons you learned here? Comment, share to show you care, or let us know by contacting us at support@getstoryshots.com. We'd love to hear from you.
What should our next book be? Suggest or vote it up using the Vote for New Book survey under the settings screen in the StoryShots app. Interested in diving deeper into this topic? Check out our related book summaries in the StoryShots app.
I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. Money Master the Game by Tony Robbins. The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham. The Millionaire Next Door by Thomas Stanley. The Snowball by Alice Schroeder. Algorithms to Live By Brian Christian. Influence by Robert Cialdini. Freakonomics by Stephen Dubner and Stephen Levitt. Unshakable by Peter Mallouk and Tony Robbins. Rich Dad's Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki.
Did you like this audiobook summary? Click the like button now to support our channel. If you don't want to miss out on new free audiobook summaries, subscribe and click the bell button. You can also download our free app and enjoy thousands of other summaries of best-selling nonfiction books that are available in text, audio, and animated formats. StoryShots has been featured by Apple, Google, and The Guardian as one of the world's best reading and learning apps. Go to getstoryshots.com and download the app today.